Hi everyone, this is Dr. Serge. Good evening. So today I wanted to talk about an article that I read a few days ago. So I came across this article from the Defender, and it was about autoimmune issues. And the author of the article was making the point that we are on the verge of a super-epidemic of autoimmune conditions. And I want to talk about this because I do see this in my office. So there's more and more people coming in and they have those autoimmune conditions, and the medical doctors have no idea what's going on, and they are categorized as having autoimmune. But what does that mean at the end of the day? So when I started working with patients years and years ago, that was not that common. But the last 4 or 5 years, I see more and more people who are diagnosed with autoimmune conditions, and they are put on prednisone, some type of steroid, some type of immunotherapy, and so on. Because at the end of the day, medical doctors don't really understand why people are developing these conditions and what to do to help them. So those people typically end up to my office, and then we figure out what's going on. So autoimmune means that the body's immune system is turning against itself, meaning that one's immune system is attacking the body. For example, one of the most common condition I see is Hashimoto's. This is where the immune system of the body attacks and destroys the thyroid gland. So there's about 100 different conditions so far that are categorized as autoimmune, like type 1 diabetes, MS, RA, lupus, Hashimoto's, Graves' disease, and so on. Oftentimes, what I see is when medical doctors don't really know what's going on with the body, they are typically categorized as autoimmune, even though they may not know what's going on. So there's 4 factors that we need to think about, we need to address and handle in order to avoid and reverse autoimmune conditions. Yes, it is possible to reverse. We just need to figure out why someone has an autoimmune condition. For example, I had this woman who came to me. She was suffering from thyroid problems, Hashimoto's, for 20 years. And she was put on levothyroxine, a thyroid medication. And when she came to me, she was desperate. She had all those different symptoms, even though her labs looked fine, even though her thyroid levels was okay, she still suffered from thyroid symptoms. So about a year and a half of my program, we actually helped the thyroid to get back to normal. And she stopped her levothyroxine after 20 years of suffering from symptoms that medication didn't address. Because at the end of the day, meds are a band-aid or why people have symptoms. Okay, they mask symptoms. In her case, it didn't work. And I see that often when someone is put on thyroid medications, they still have problems, they come in and we figure out why. So the main factor when it comes to autoimmune is gut health, okay? The gut is the starting point of everything when it comes to health and chronic conditions. So we need to look at the microbiome, candida, parasites, bacteria, viruses, all those pathogens, if they are in the gut or the body, as a matter of fact, can trigger autoimmune conditions. One of the simple reasons of it is the immune system, 70% of it is in the gut. So when the gut integrity is gone, you actually have, or you are at risk of developing autoimmune conditions. And the main one that I see is parasite infestations. So parasite is a major issue in this country. 95% of people have parasite infestation. And to me, this is the main factor when it comes to reversing autoimmune conditions, helping the body. So we need to figure out what parasites. There's about 1,000 different types of parasites that can infect the gut. Not just the gut, but the GI, gallbladder, liver, stomach, large, small bowels. And those parasites actually can travel to different parts of the body through the lymphatic system, for example. So it's really important to figure out where the parasites are, what kind of parasites, and what kind of herb we need to use to get rid of those parasites. This is a factor that medical doctors don't really look at. They don't believe into this concept. And then when they look for parasite, like a stool test, for example, they don't see anything. They look for a few types of parasite. They look for 4, 5, 6 different types. And like I said, there are about 1,000 different types of parasites. So they are missing really the boat when it comes to parasites. So we need to look at the microbiome health. Related to that, we need to look at what we ingest, okay, meaning chemicals that we ingest through our foods, our water, or inhale through the air. So we are exposed, in average, in this country, to 100,000 different types of parasites, toxins, depending where you live. Okay, if you live in a country like Houston, it's highly polluted. It's one of the worst countries to live in when it comes to pollution. So you are exposed to a lot more toxins. In the South, it's humid, so there's a mold issue as well. So there's different toxins that we need to consider. So those toxins end up into our gut, affecting the gut function. Okay, pesticide is one of the most common one that I see when it comes to autoimmune conditions. So 92% of Americans have pesticide issues, Roundup, for example. So we need to detox that. Some people say that you cannot detox Roundup because it gets into your cells, but they're wrong. There's a way to detox Roundup, pesticides, fungicides, insecticides, all those different chemicals. So we need to look into that. Chemicals, heavy metals, amalgam failings, silver failings have mercury, aluminum, arsenic, silver. So lead is an issue. So there's different types of toxins we need to look at that can actually impact and destroy the health of the gut function. So we need to look into that. Of course, there's another component to it is chronic stress. Okay, some people would claim or say, actually there's some studies supporting that 70 to 80% of chronic issues are actually caused by chronic stress. So chronic stress is when your stress hormone is really high and then causing your body to fail over time, to shut down. Your adrenals become exhausted, you have chronic fatigue, your immune system is depleted, you're at risk of infections, and that's when the parasites and yeast can take over into your gut and leading to autoimmune issues. So we really have to look at chronic stress, traumas from the past, the emotional baggage that people have, okay? And lastly, there's one factor as well that is highly associated with the risk of having chronic issues is low vitamin D. So people don't spend time outside. We are busy inside, walking, and then at the end of the day, it's too late to go outside. So the best time to get your D is to get sunshine exposure between 11 and 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And this is actually the time that they say you need to avoid in order to lower your risk of skin cancer. So this is another misleading recommendations there. This is the best time to actually get your vitamin D. Outside these hours, your vitamin D production decreases significantly. And then your body doesn't make much vitamin D after those hours. So you need to expose your skin, most of your skin, between 5 and 20 minutes, depending on the color of your skin. So if your skin is really dark, you may have to expose your skin 20, 25, 30 minutes to get your D. I understand during this fall, winter time, if you live in the north, you may not be able to get vitamin D through the sun. So you will have to actually supplement your diet with a good quality vitamin D3 and vitamin K2 as well. Typically, my recommendation is somewhere between 5 to 10,000 units a day, depending of your body, issues, and what's going on with you. So if you have any questions, you let me know. You can write me a comment below. But this is what we need to do when it comes to health issues, chronic autoimmune problems. So thank you for watching. God bless you all.